Is my hat okay?
I mean, it's not an SCC hat. But
No, it isn't.
give us a view of what the gym was in the early 90s.
Okay.
91 is probably when the gym was starting to be built.
Because the climbing community was small and many climbers were in the construction business,
Yep.
a lot of them, participated in the building of the internal, framework of the gym. So
Kind of a community effort.
yeah, it was. It was kind of grassroots climbing and climbers who produced the gym. Most of the work was just done like you guys have done. You've
Yeah.
done it yourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a nice thing to see what you guys did. Not only did you come in and revitalize the gym and re-energize it, but you did it yourselves. I mean, you got the hammer and the nails out and the saw and went to work.
Yeah.
And that was so cool to see.
But I think that's kind of what gives the gym that feeling of more than just a place. It's more of like a gathering of friends and family. And they know when they come in here that, they can look back and say, I remember when we did that. I remember when we scraped out all the rocks and put in mats. I remember when we textured the boulder. But I think that's kind of what give the gym that feeling that this is more than just a climbing gym. I know this is kind of going to be a little rough because it's been at least 30 years, right? What is one of those moments that just comes to the forefront of your mind when you're thinking SCC? One of those experiences that you're like, man, that's got to be one of the best experiences
I have
from SCC.
one.
Yeah.
In the 90s, early 90s, there were climbing comps here. They drew competitors from all the hot spots. So the California climbers came here, the Boulder climbers. There was a guy that came from New York. His name was John Cronin, kind of a tall, lanky guy. Timmy Fairfield came from New Mexico. So you had this gathering of, the elite sport climbers. And so there was a comp, and I think there was a recreational advanced and elite class. Maybe there were, let's say there were 6 climbs around the circuit of the gym, and the last one was over by the water fountain, still in the original wall.
Yeah, that staircase wall.
Yeah. Nobody could do it except this kid. So they bumped him up into the advanced class. He just does everything in the advanced class and blows everybody away, so they put him into the elite class. The ceiling's not too high to get mileage out of routes. They go out the ceiling.
Just really aggressive, straight horizontal, burly routes.
All the big names. Steve Hong, for example, incredibly strong, fell off up there. And this kid, he goes up and just moseys out, hits the anchors and wins. And his name is Kevin Branford.
Yep.
And he went from there to the front of a Wheaties box, and he was the first Wunderkid.
We're in Moab, Utah with Kevin Branford, 15-year-old competitive climber.
Tony, come on up.
Where's the elevator?
In his footsteps, the other thing that I remember is Megan.
Yep.
Megan Mascarenas. If you never saw Megan climb, you missed out.
Winding it up, Akio. She's not sticking it. There you go, there you see it. Looking good for Megan. Here we go, Megan Mascarenas. What's it gonna be for Megan? Go on the toe. What a crazy method. It's worked. Oh my goodness. That's one of the coolest moves I've seen. Megan Mascarenas pushing the buzzer first. She is our Adidas Rockstars Champion 2015. What an amazing effort. She's pushing just to make sure.
Those 2 individuals as climbers are the ones that really have stuck with me. Now, there are a ton of other really good climbers, and seeing what Frankie's doing, and Denver, and Daniel, and Chase, and what you guys are doing.
Yep.
We worked on our footwork on slabs
Yep.
back in the day, and this is just pretty amazing.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, we still have so many kids that have gone beyond the national level, competing at the highest levels in the world. Obviously you mentioned Megan and Daniel, and now we have really young guys like Nathan, and those guys are just kind of carrying the torch. And it seems like there's a kind of this unbalance of just insane talent that has always been coming to SCC. In the beginning, it was understandable. We were the only gym.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, there's 4 gyms in town. and we still have that influx coming into the gym of just all this talent. Where do you think things would have taken you had SCC not been here? Or I don't know how you want to look at it, but how has SCC impacted you personally?
Well, it's kind of a happy place for me. You know, people talk about their happy place, and when I walk in here, I'm happy. And I feel at home. I see friends, long-standing friends and new friends. Like I say, it's a happy place for me. And it kind of is an anchor in my life. If I can't come for a while, I miss it, you know. It's part of my life. Not just, you know, from a climbing standpoint,
Sure.
but from an emotional standpoint.
Yeah.
I can remember very distinctly that after my wife died, and that's been 15 years ago now, I didn't come to the gym for quite a while. And then I walked in one day, my first day back, and Cindy was behind the desk. And she said, "There he is." And she came out and gave me a big hug. And I just, you know, I'm back home. I know, how do you calculate that?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and in that way, it's definitely more than it feels like more than a climbing gym.
Oh, for me, for sure.
It's
Yeah.
And for me, if I had to split it, I'd say it's 80-20. It's 80% community, it's 20% climbing for me. And that's about the ratio that I get when I'm trying to climb in here. It's about 80% talking to
that's
people,
about
about
me.
20% climbing.
Yeah.
Last question. What is some advice for people that are coming into the sport that are right at the beginning of their journey? What are some words of wisdom that you can give them?
You know, embrace the community in here. Just don't come in, do your thing, and then walk away. But you know, get involved and you know, get to know the people. You know, build friendships.
Bob, thank you so much for agreeing to sit down with us and give us a brief little history of the gym.
This is great. Thanks so much for this opportunity.